Hi colleagues, this is another video on Teachmate. I'm just going to go straight today to talk about a feature that I am working on. And of course, if you don't know about Teachmate yet, you can go and look at the other videos that I've posted already on YouTube. But for now, I'm looking at the feature for marking or for grading learner responses. And the focus, of course, is on mathematics because it is quite structured. But because I'm also a mathematics teacher, and of course, I would like to see if I can grade learners using this tool without having to mark the scripts of learners. So let's go ahead and dive in. And I'm going to log in as a guest at teachmate.africa. Let's see if I'm able to go in. And once I'm in, of course, I'm going to upload what I want to grade, and later I will then show you how I've set up everything. I'm going to go to GPT Vision, and that's what I'm using. It's the version of ChatGPT, but that is able to see on documents or to see on images. And here I'm going to choose task grading because that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to upload the sort of a memo or the correct answer for my task. And this is the correct answer. And you're going to see it here. And because in order for it to be able to grade a learner, it needs to know what is correct, and then it needs to know what the learner has written. So what I've done here is to input the correct answer, and of course I need to be quite descriptive in terms of mark allocation, and we're going to see this as we develop this further. Let me just upload one answer by the learner, and I'm going to upload this one. And this is using the first option, which is factorization. So that's what I've chosen. And of course, you can see one thing that is important. Wow, we've just gotten the grading. It's 3 out of 3 because the learner has answered everything correctly. But I've been working on this for a few days now. And one of the issues that I'm picking up is the handwriting, the issues of handwriting. And that is why I have resorted to having a format that involves square brackets, and I'm going to work on improving this. Now, what I can assure you is that this is by no way simple and straightforward. There's a lot of work that I need to do in order to train the model to understand how the grading of mathematics needs to happen. But of course, this is quite progress. So I'm going to leave it at this point because there's nothing to improve. Otherwise, as I'm training it, I'm able to tell it if it has done something wrong and try to improve. And I've seen quite some improvement up to now. So this is the first one, and I'm going to show you the second one. I want to see if I swap the factors, and they are not the same as what has been given, if it's going to be able to still see the correct answer or not. And I really suspect that it will be confused there, and this will tell us how can we configure our situation so that it always understands. But another thing that I want to emphasize before I get away, this is still new. It was released on the 6th of November 2023, so we're still going to see a lot of improvements, and that's how AI works. It learns as it goes, and this is the start, and I think in the next 3 months it will be quite ready to handle any situation. Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and do another option. Of course, you've seen that we've got two options. I just want to show you. We've got this option, which is about factorization to solve this quadratic equation. But we also have the quadratic formula. So we're thinking that if a learner has answered using a quadratic formula, that learner still needs to get marks, because if that is correct, I mean, they've done the right thing. So I want to look at a learner that has used the quadratic formula instead of using the factorization method. So I'm going to upload another message. And of course, this is a task grading. Let me upload the image. I just have to still upload the same image with the correct answer first. And then, because this is another call now to the GPT Vision to look at the answer, so I have to upload again, and I'm going to use instead the one with the quadratic formula. Let's see if I've got the correct one. Okay, it's taking a little bit of time to load, but we should be able to see it now. Here it is. So the learner has done this correctly, but you can see that the learner is set to be incorrect somewhere. And let me just see why is the learner set to be incorrect. There is an error in the results of the quadratic formula. And of course, it sees that inside the square root, it goes in, but the final roots are incorrect. It is the learner amplified the roots to x equals to 1 and x equals to a half, which is a mistake. The correct roots are x equal to 1 and x equals to a half. So in this case, it is making a mistake to think that, I mean, everything is correct, even what it is saying is correct. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, let me ask it to look carefully at the answer that it has given. Look carefully at your response, because it is not really highlighting something that is incorrect. It would be better if ever it was specifying that this is incorrect. It is specifying something, but it is intent giving the correct answer. So I'm going to ask it to look carefully at its response, because like I said, this is the training phase. So while you are training, you get to see these mistakes, and with time this is going to get better. Now you can see that the score of the learner is 3 out of 3, which is 100%. Now my previous response was incorrect, and I apologize for the oversight. All steps were done correctly by the learner. Now this is the challenge that we still have to deal with artificial intelligence. But what I'm sure of is that in the next 3 to 6 months, this will be working perfectly, because as I am training it, it is looking at the mistakes that it has done, it is correcting them, and in the future you're going to see that it is not going to make the same mistakes. So I'm quite very happy that I'm able to have a loop that tells it that you've done something wrong, look carefully, then it is able to come back with the right response. So this is just the start, and then the next part is I want to give it factors that are not presented exactly in the same way as in the correct answer that I've provided, and see if it is able to pick up that it is still the correct answer even though I've swapped the factors. So let's go ahead and do that part. In this video, I've already uploaded the correct answer, and of course I'm interested in seeing if I am going to change this 2 here and put 1, and then change the 1 here, it's supposed to be 1, and put 2. That is, I'm swapping my roots. I just want to see what is going to happen, and of course I'm going to start to train the model to understand that even if the roots are swapped, we should be able to get the same answer if it is correct. So I'm going to upload this this image, and let me just be sure that it is the correct one. Okay, it's uploading now, and you can see it is swapped, and there is the problem that I was anticipating. So, but it says factorization is correct. So let me see what it is saying. The learner has correctly factored the equation, but they have made an error in calculating the roots. For the first root, the learner correctly identifies x equals 1, but incorrectly calculates x equals to as the second root. The correct second root should be x equals to 1, because both yield the same root. So this is just fumbling. It is not telling me anything that makes sense. The roots are 1 and half. It doesn't matter how they are presented. In fact, I thought it was going to pick that up with factorization. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to provide feedback. So I'm going to tell it that the roots are the same, and I'm going to say, look carefully. The roots are the same as in the correct answer, just presented in swapped positions. So I'm going to tell it this, and let me see if it is able to make sense of this. So I've just given GPT Vision some ideas about how it should look at this answer. Let me see what it is able to say. It still gives me that it's 4 out of 4. I don't know where it's getting that. Reviewing in the first and second image, it is clear that the learner's answer matches the correct steps indicated in the first image. The learner identified the roots correctly, x equals to 1 and x equals 12, which aligns with the correct roots provided in the first image. Additional factorization is correct and the quadratic formula substitution is correct. Now it is going somewhere out. This is because when I give it feedback, it's a different prompt than when I specified certain things to look at in the first prompt. So I just need to improve this. It should work better in no time, because it is now able to see what is correct, but it is now looking at both factorization and quadratic formula and therefore marking all of that. So these are the legal challenges that I'm still having to deal with. But when these challenges are gone and I've tested across different topics, I am looking at a situation where you will be able to put a full page of learner of the memorandum, and of course a full page that is structured like this of the learner responses, and the model will be able to extract the marks that the learner has achieved from their response against the given answer, but also be able to give feedback where they went wrong. Now, this is quite amazing, because this actually means you can give learners immediate feedback without having to mark. I'm imagining that whatever takes you about maybe a full day of marking will take you about 30 minutes with this model. And of course, I'm yet to prove that to be correct, but this is quite exciting. It's a journey that I'm going to go and explore further. And of course, I will keep you in the loop. Thank you.